I'm going to bring it up in the middle of a combat character.
Yeah.
We'll go in depth.
Yeah.
So, was it your great grandfather?
Come under my umbrella. I have a few questions.
Next up, we have Travis.
I am playing Arturus, the Tiefling Wizard. I keep making messes that everybody else has to pay for, and that's my bad, and I love you all.
So we are playing Monopoly. Next up, we have Donnie.
I'm Donnie, and I'm playing Ira Bashamer, the Warforged Artificer. I know, daring.
Very
tonight.
cool.
Yeah. And I don't know. She's here for the adventure.
Is she?
And Artemis makes tons of adventure, and Axel an adventure, and everyone's making adventures.
That's a way to put it. Hi, I'm Jaybers. You know me, hopefully. If not, that's an interesting way you found my channel. But nonetheless, I'm playing Coromir, the Shadow Sorcerer Kobold. Almost a tiefling for some reason. And that would have been a very interesting change in the middle of the campaign.
All right. There's potions for that.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't want to be whatever you are now.
The Kobold? I just said it, Donnie.
All scaly and icy. Yeah.
Yeah, like a goblin.
Like a goblin.
Matt, take it away.
Hey, that's me. I'm Matt. So, last we left off, our party was still in the Feywild, trapped in the freezing cold winter court. They met with a mysterious Fey named Witchthorn, in which he tasked them on finding an artifact carried by Artus Cimber, in which he is to use to become the new lord and, in turn, give them power and get them home. The group left his domain in search of this Artus Cimber, going lightwards towards the Crystal Caverns, trying to figure out what happened in that area and where he was last seen. Shortly after leaving, they were surrounded by a patrol of Poros, the ultimate reconnaissance force, or the ultimate response force, tasked with retrieving the group, but it turned deadly real fast, really hot. After an intense battle, Axel, trying to make peace, surrounded or hopped on a sled and left and was portaled over to the Poros city on top of a mountain, far, far away from where they were. After speaking with the king in charge there, trying to figure out what type of repayment would be necessary for the carnage and chaos that wiped out nearly all of their force, it was determined that protection is what they needed right now. So they could offer their services for however long it takes them to rebuild their army, or they could take out the main threat. Axel believed that he could convince his teammates to join him on this quest, thus paying the debt that was now owed to the Poros. The rest of the Poros Axel was able to go back, reopen the portal to retrieve his friends. Short conversation was had, trying to get their bearings of where they were. But now, you guys are on your way back. Or Axel's on his way back. The rest of you, for the first time, are taking a sleigh ride up the mountain. As you see on the little ridges, some Poros popping their heads out, going back. And as you get into these a bigger clearing higher up in the mountain, you see flocks of little Poros and humanoids in thick cloth hoods with shepherd's crook kind of watching over them, at least guiding them, making sure they don't go astray. You finally come across it looks like a small settlement with a large palace that's embedded into the side of the mountain. A few other larger structures exist. You see a plume of smoke coming out of the mountain, but the main thing that catches your eye, standing in front of the palace doors, is the largest Poro, at least you've seen so far. On top of its head is a golden crown, and it's wearing a red velvet cape with a little white plume along the ridges, and the cape probably twice the length of its body. It drags on the ground behind him. Next to it, you see a little clockwork metallic porobot with little speakers for eyes. And all just kind of around are different types of poros. Some standard, some with little mustaches, some wearing the armors that you saw before, some multicolored, some rainbow, some red, some blues. Just a variety. But they are all gathered around the town square to hear the verdict. The sleds slow down and kind of veer off to the side a little bit to give you a view of the king, and the king can view you. He begins to speak a familiar as his little porobot next to him translates everything he says. And in a little tin echoed voice, you hear, the sounds of common language. Welcome to the Poro Kingdom. I believe you are the rest of Axelion's group. Is this correct?
Yes.
I wouldn't call it Excelion's group, but we are of the same group.
True. He did say you had multiple leaders in different aspects. However, you must all come to an agreement at this point. The actions you have caused to our ultimate response force has greatly diminished us, and has left us quite vulnerable. In short, you owe us. You could work as guards for the next... He looks like he's doing some quick math. 4 lives. Year and a half. You could work in the bakery for the next year and a half. Or Axel made it seem like the more immediate solution would be to take out our greatest threat, the King Poro on the other mountain. What say you to these options?
Sidebar. I declare sidebar.
Is that a thing that can be declared?
It is a legal term if these people follow the standards of the legal rules. We shall delegate privately.
Oh. Yes, you may talk quietly amongst yourselves.
All right, let's huddle. So what are we thinking about doing?
No. We either kill everyone here or kill everyone there. It seems like our only 2 options, no?
Definitely.
I'm quite spent, and I don't. These think I can fairly call them primitives anymore, but they do seem to have laws and civilization. But I don't think we're in a state to usurp their king. And given the nature of the plane that we are wanting to temporarily preside, we should make haste on leaving to return to the material plane before we lose track of time. We must take their offer. Or lie.
I will be honest, I'm not any more excited about killing another group of apparently innocent people than the last group we killed. But we also can't stay here for 18 months.
So we shall take the head of their opposing king and, well, in at least verbal agreement, I don't know if we should stick around and if they can't hear us.
They seem pretty well adapted to this place. I wouldn't assume that they can't. Maybe we can find a non-murdery solution to this war between the two Goro kings. Or maybe it's
we
like an
can
undead
trade.
Goro king demon monster and it's gonna work itself out.
Are we sure that Poro King isn't just that on its own?
Perhaps we can negotiate our charge, our sentence. We can do their bidding and request information for our ultimate goal. They can assist us if we over-deliver. Trade
Somebody who is much
trade.
better at presenting our case than me should definitely do that.
Well, I'm terrible at speaking. If not you, then who? The sorcerer?
Wait a second.
I can use a
Do you need a
intelligence
fireball?
charisma check.
Exactly. I mean,
That's how I negotiate.
we definitely could. Actually, you were here before we were. Did they seem pretty strict on their sentences?
I'll be honest, I'm very confused by these creatures. We killed a lot of Poro. You guys did. They aren't that
Our group did.
mad about it.
Your
group,
group did,
Excellion.
actually.
Excellion led the charge.
Listen,
There's multiple leaders. I made that clear.
And the combat one is one of the military background. You're correct.
Mhm.
So they seem to reproduce very, very quickly and not actually value individual life. This is more about we took out their army, I guess, not that we killed people.
yeah.
Does one of you know more about these things? I could talk to them, but I have no idea what's going on.
My gut instinct is I don't like them.
They should fear us.
They all have
They-
like giant grins on their faces, little tongues wagging out.
They pose, as cute
But
as
they're
they
too
may
dumb to
seem,
understand fear.
they posed a threat to us and then got mad at us and are now effectively trying to enslave us.
Shall we plead
To
not guilty?
usurp. I'm just saying I don't like them. That's as far as I
mean,
get.
How much more wholesome does it get than letting us serve our sentence by baking?
As
For a
much
year.
as
Time is-
also
How about
serving our sentence by
Not surrounding
slaughtering.
us not surrounding us and trying to capture us?
It's just a
Murder
lot of
or
misunderstandings.
I don't think that's a misunderstanding. They want us to go and kill some people.
Okay.
Well, I talked them into that. They wanted us to work in their kitchen.
They trust us enough to cook their food and defeat their enemies. They must really trust the honor system of their legality.
They seem like an innocent people.
Any other
As
people,
innocent as anything can be in this extremely strange place.
I would pay my dues, but we are in
Innocent
a different plane, and we cannot afford time, and we cannot afford honor in this time.
All we can afford is honor. We have no other real currency.
Time. Let's take their deal and just
Can we ask
Well,
a
walk
few
away.
questions about the Poro King before we accept the deal?
Also,
Or after? Honestly, we're probably accepting anyway, but just
no,
as long as we
I
get
think
some
we should
information.
accept, but we could use this time. We have to rest anyway, right? We're already spent from said battle. So we have to rest here either way.
Yes. That should be part of the agreement. I would hope. They'll have to hold us in a holding cell and feed us.
Or we could just promise to do what we're supposed to do, and they don't have to put us in a cell.
I would put me in a cell.
I'll take a cell.
I wouldn't.
It's better than
My-
sleeping in
Let
the
me
snow.
stand here armed in front of their king, but they,
Axel, while I appreciate you, one thing I'd like you to consider is, would their strategy be any different if we had just surrendered?
we did just surrender.
Technically,
You did.
we did coming into this portal though.
They came to parlay with us.
No, I mean, if we hadn't, we don't know, as
Sure.
we sit here right now, that if we didn't attack and we came through the portal and surrendered to them, if our deal would have been any different. They could have just said, well, you were trespassing, so you can work a year in our bakery, or you can go kill the king. We have no idea.
That's true. And when we reach for blades first, we lose the opportunity to find those questions out, don't we?
Did I reach for my blade first, or did they?
You have a blade?
Well, you threw a fireball, so
So they
Oh,
did.
They surrounded me with ropes.
Fireballs.
So it sounds like they
Probably
reached for
stronger
their
than
blade
ours.
first. Is all
I don't
I'm
know where
saying.
you come from, but where I come from, that's not a great sign.
So, what is our decision?
I definitely think,
I think our
worst
decision.
case.
I think our decision is unanimous.
I think-
we're bickering over nonsense at this point.
We can't spend a year baking. We have to
Correct.
accept their sentence, and we can make a final decision when we are
I'm just
out of their
saying,
supervision.
don't trust too much.
no. Ever since we started down this road, I've been surrounded by things I can't trust too much.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Fair.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Which road?
Which road are you referring to?
Probably the road where you met me. I get
mean, if
into
you look-
some
look
shit.
at-
Whoa,
the
I've
amount
only
of-
known you for like 36 hours.
Yeah.
There have been several party members attacking party members. It's been crazy.
It's been a wild ride, hasn't it?
So we've been doing this like 4 days. We've got 3 dead party members, multiple attacks
3.
in party.
I got
have
2
a
at best.
question. While we are doing a sidebar, I'm imagining we're just huddling, trying to be quiet. I'll keep looking around my shoulder to look at everyone else to see how they're looking at us. Do I see any spell casting?
You don't see any spell casting per se. The most arcane things you could see, or magical things you could see, are some Poro fairies. So, like the ones you encountered down there with little
Moths.
flying wing, that little pixie dusts. And you do see a Poro that has a silver headband and some leather gloves and like a weird multi-lens glasses. Hanging by one of the sheds. That's the one Axel saw bring out the patchwork Porobot. But as
Or
far as
artificers?
but as far as like magic that you're used to, you don't see a whole bunch of it. Just probably a lot of natural magic.
Just want to make sure no one's like, I don't even know what a spell would be. They're like, here and distance spell.
Heightened senses.
Yeah.
Huh.
You can find an invisible. No.
A glove box Nosferatu in the Poros.
Nosferatu.
Well, I don't know who's speaking for us, but I think I'm ready to accept their weird Poro terms.
I'll take these terms for now.
I'll speak on behalf of them. Unless these snacks. Axel gave us the TLDR on the snacks and how they function, correct?
I assume so.
They're like
This
Poro
sidebar
chicken nuggets.
definitely could.
Right,
Something
but
like
that.
that.
Feed the Poros and then cause them to.
It's like a Poro catnip, more or less.
Okay.
Right, but that's also how they reproduce.
It is a way of reproduction, yes.
Catnip /
Uh-huh.
Viagra.
It's cat Viagra.
Cat Viagra. Meow.
Perhaps if we cut off their supply of poro catnip, we'll have them by the balls. Then they can go to war for us.
I just wonder how valuable that information might be to other folks.
Play double agent. But to what end? Isn't our goal here to find Artisimber and restore the Winter Court to Witchthorn and get out of this plane?
I think that is your goal, yes.
Do you want to stay here?
No, I just don't want Wishthorn in charge.
Witchthorn? Who cares about Witchthorn?
Obviously you do, you just
He only
mentioned.
visits the material plane once every summer. Or so. I don't remember exactly what he said.
Something like that.
Either way, I was just thinking maybe there's a barter to be had. But yes, I think we should at least go with the last option because it gets us out of here the quickest. Kurma will wait a second and then begin to slowly turn away from the group and face towards the Poro King.
Well, is it time for a main bar?
Recess.
And Draconic, yes it is.
Some of the Poros start to lift up their shield, their swords and stuff. Are you casting a spell on us?
And Draconic, no.
Well, no one's dead, so I don't think so. So, what say you?
We will fight your battle for you.
Are you ready now?
No,
Or shall we wait until tomorrow?
I don't know how time works if 8 hours from now is tomorrow, but we at least need a rest.
I'll pipe up and say we also need information.
You see a little hushed murmurs of the crowd. What information could we offer you?
The enemy, their location, their numbers, their capabilities, what we might encounter.
I'm not sure the number of the Poro King's forces, but he resides on the mountaintop next to ours, on that other twin peak up there. These little nub arm gestures up there. And you can see high, almost touching the clouds, there's a looks like another type of palace similar to the one down here, but it is on the opposite side of a large bridge that connects both mountaintops.
Not the Ice Palace?
Not the Ice Palace. Different palace. Different palace. This one more made of stone, like it's, almost like it was molded into the mountain.
Stone Palace.
Stone Palace.
Stone
Which direction was that?
That's the light word, isn't it?
That word. Yeah, it's light word's that way. So it's more like sideward, left sideward instead of right
Adjacent to Lightward word.
Yeah.
Which word?
I think we've got a pretty good map this so far.
I don't
light word,
not
dark
have
word,
a good map, an understanding of how this layout is
light
going.
adjacent word.
Yeah.
Could we have a map? Could we have a map?
Don't
Does such a
believe
thing exist on this plane?
there's really no need for maps here. As long as you know where you're going, you just think about it, and eventually you're there.
Interesting. Interesting machinations. Makes note.
Cormier will remember this.
As far as their tactics, they usually send their troops in the night. Stealthily is their goal. They have not been successful in stealing much of our snacks, but they have had a few good shots at us. It has been some time since we were raided, so I fear that the next one is soon.
And why don't they like you?
They want our snacks.
So it's less about
They
not
don't want to
liking
buy
you.
them.
We
Couldn't
they
set
can't-
up some sort of trade or.
we. I'm not sure if I actually share this with you. It's ours. Ownership and all that jazz. The Feywild has decided that we Poros are the rightful owners of the Poro snacks. Thus, they are ours. We would not want to give them away.
Not give them away, but fair trade is not something you're interested in either.
Fair trade, yes, but nothing good value could match the value of that of a nice, warm Poro snack going down your gullet,
Besides
filling
slaughtering
your
your king.
belly with fire.
Is that?
How many Poro snacks can
slaughter
you
the king.
produce in a week?
Probably about 50 on a good day,
Huh?
but depends on the materials.
50 on a good day or 50 a week with a week full of
It's
good days?
A week full of good days, we probably get about 50. We probably need about 4 or 5 good days, 2 okay days, and then Sundays we rest.
That's 8 days.
And
Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days.
again, yes.
Thursdays, Fridays, happy days. The weekend comes. And then,
The robot understands.
Would you be interested in a trade right now with me?
What could you possibly offer us?
I have a wondrous item here. Might help you if you're ever attacked again.
perhaps
Oh. Pull
We
out
are already-
horn silent alarm
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of set it down on the ice or wherever we are.
Blow
You
it.
see,
Oh.
Yeah, reinforcements are on their way.
Windstorm plops down.
Or
All
Red
of a
starts
sudden-
taking Poros out from the tree line.
there's no charges left. Ah!
Hey, when this happens.
Not again. Fireball.
And then fireball. And
Exactly.
then we're back in it. It's just the same session 5 times in a row. Travis fucking with the Poros.
Call this episode Groundhog's Day.
You see the architect Poro start to approach the little horn, picks it up with his leather gloves and examines it. How's that, by the way? Ah, it is magic. And you would want what for it exactly?
Poro snacks. A week's worth.
A week's worth. You're out of your mind.
Are these like
Plus,
Yuzu beans?
And then he throws the horn back down. Oh, so. Then
Okay.
Oh,
Well, how many Poro snacks do you find fair for this item?
Excuse me, sir. We are negotiating to take out your closest enemy and provide eternal protection. Perhaps our crime does not exactly fit the sentence, but we will negotiate an equal sentence, and perhaps this horn will balance those scales.
I believe the horn was separate. Your sentence is your sentence. The punishment must fit the crime. This was a trade for Poro snacks.
Why not both?
The repayment is happening. If you do wish to trade, we can offer you 1 Poro snack for this horn.
One Poro snack. What would a Poro snack do for a creature such as myself?
I would not recommend it.
To be fair, the Poro snacks are going to be used in the interest of taking down this king. So maybe 5 Poro snacks. Just to help us out a little, and you get the horn.
How? I fail to see how the Poro snacks would help you, unless you plan on force feeding them into the other Poro King, causing them to blow up. But then you will just have more Poros you need to take care of.
I could see them used as bribes to get close to the Poro King.
A Trojan Poro. Perhaps.
Does the other Poro King have Poro snacks of his own?
They've got snacks. They don't have what we have. They want what we have.
Guys, what
They
if
could
they
take what
both
we
have
have.
Poro snacks, but they're just named different things? They don't know what the other one does because they've never had the other version of the same snack.
Are you the same people?
It's just like a mirror.
Or-
Like staying bouncing.
Yes, it's
Or
really
never
just a
changes.
mirror. Just a mirror where it
The
ends
mirror
on
the wall.
the rope.
Well, how about we give you the horn, you give us 5 Poro snacks, and we bring all the snacks from the other kingdom back here.
I would accept this on one condition. You have an emissary to handle the snacks.
Like one of us?
Your strongest. We will train them as a squire. And they will return a strong warrior.
A Poro cannot be trusted with these snacks.
Okay.
You take one of our
Thank
bakers.
God.
We have some bakers who are trained in the art of resisting the urge to eat snacks.
You make a mockery of this court.
You can't handle the truth.
Holy.
We take the horn. We'll allow an escort with these. You called it a horse? A horse to get in the door?
A Trojan Poro, we said.
Poro.
Trojan
Trojan
Poro.
is this thing from a story from some other plane.
I thought that was protection.
A ruse.
Mm.
Well, Poro snacks. We come in offering gifts and we strike from within.
Is that a deal that I heard?
That is acceptable to us.
Okay, now the deal is had. May I ask why? Out of pure curiosity, deal is done.
Mhm.
Why can't we be trusted with the snacks?
I don't know what you would do with the snacks. You could just take them and do whatever. But if we had one of our bakers accompanying you, we would at least have someone I trust along for the ride.
You want us to steal your recipe?
You could be reverse engineered very easily.
It's just like Willy Wonka and
Dude, it's Willy Wonka and Hershey going at it.
Or is it just left Twix and right Twix?
Oh
Is that
my
what we walked
God.
into?
One's chocolate, one's peanut butter. It's literally just Reese's.
No.
It's
Ours
Willy
is
Wonka,
chocolate
it's-
covered peanut butter. Theirs is peanut butter filled chocolate. Completely
Is,
different.
is the other Poro's name perhaps Slugworth?
No, their name is King Poro.
Huh?
What's your
Not the
name?
Poro King?
Wait, are you guys
I'm the
related?
Poro King. He is my brother, yes.
President Poro. All right.
Um,
And if one of you, Poro, wanted to escape to the material realm, how would they do that? No reason.
I'm
Good
sorry?
question. Good question.
would you?
Oh, they would have to be pulled through to the other side.
Noted.
We do not know why or how or when, but we are chosen. A bright portal appears in front of us, and we step through. It is the greatest honor.
Do you know when the chosen will be chosen? Just asking. I don't even know. I've never even been to the material plane. Know nothing of it.
I don't even
I
want to
was
go
born
there.
here.
Oh,
My only concern about one of your chefs coming with us is that it might put them more on edge than if it was just us.
We'll need a disguise. We'll have to disguise them as one of their Poros.
I mean, we can outfit them with clothes. The person who would be with you would not be a Poro. It'd be a humanoid like yourselves.
Right, because Poro can't be trusted. But the bakers
Mm,
are all those that have been
captured
sentenced for a
individuals,
crime.
right.
We'll take your strongest baker. The
Pantheon?
most not evil-looking one, preferably.
I think Bjorn would be the great fit.
Bjorn.
Bjorn.
What kind of character is
Bjorn.
Bjorn? If you had to give them, say, a class level.
Sounds dwarvish of 5th level.
I would say they are middle class,
Mhm.
with the heart of gold
Gold.
or silver or whatever precious metals in the material.
Crystalline.
This would be a great time for like a dead character to come back in.
Like Fankin.
A dead player, yeah. Weird.
Wait,
Ian
Weird's
comes in.
not dead.
No, I mean like Ian
Oh,
coming in to replace
yeah.
a character that had died.
Gotcha. I was like, what? Huh? All right, do you have a place for us to rest?
We do have a place for you to be rested. We will allow a place for resting. We have one.
Not arresting.
That already
already
happened.
Yeah, I'm done with that.
It may seem similar to a jail cell. You will be locked up and not allowed to leave. But there will be
An escape room, if you will.
blankets.
If we roll high enough on a
Clothes.
perception check, we might be able to find a hidden hole.
What's a
Mm.
perception
Yada
check?
yada yada.
Little miasma you can jump through comes into it. Yeah, whole thing. But if you need to rest, and he looks up at the ever persistent sky. About that time to call it a day. We can take you to your quarters.
Can we have halves instead?
Have what?
Please lead the way.
Quarters. House.
Oh, I'm picking up the horn, by the way, because we haven't got our Poros snacks yet. I don't know how they're
I
gonna
have-
feel about that.
I have one more question. What can you tell us about Witchthorn?
Good question. Good question.
Which one is Witchthorn? The blue skin one? The one that flies around? I assume it's one of the Fays down there.
I will do my best to describe Witchthorn.
Feels like a trick question.
It
He was
kind
green.
of does.
Right. He was green, but he also was blue when we met him. But he was
Scary, lives in a tomb,
Ah,
Like
wasn't
Squid
really a
Games.
tomb
so he's
on that side.
kept his distance for the most part. I don't think we've had any problems with them per se.
Your sled was around their living area. That's what we followed.
Ah, yes. Our sled was in one of the Moondrop forests. It's a high. There's a lot of frigid fennel in the Moondrop forest, so that's probably one of those. Wasn't
Now that we're all friends, can I ask why your extreme Delta Force was there in the first place?
Yes, we had poros that were just out scavenging, collecting the fennel, and we were told that there was fire and they were attacked, and then some hounds came and they escaped. Obviously, there were some lost lives, so we had to make it right. It is one of the laws here in the Feywild. So we searched for a few hours, maybe a day, trying to find the party responsible. And they were supposed to point out who the culprits were, and I believe that was you. So we were going to come retrieve you, bring you in for a sentencing.
You say
Unreliable witness.
you say you believe that it was us, but you don't have proof that it was us.
Well, the Poros knew who it was that attacked them, but they didn't return. I assume they identified you correctly, or else the ultimate
They
response
did
force would not have
identify
attacked
us
you.
correctly.
Our trial is over. We have lost.
Bamboozled at best.
Had you returned, you wouldn't have only had to work for maybe a few days, maybe a month. But since there was more casualties, more was needed to be repaid.
You should really, for your next patrol, after you train them, may I recommend some feedback of perhaps having some sort of siren or alarm so that you don't jump on them unexpectedly and they might attack out of a reactionary sense of self-preservation, so that perhaps there aren't unneeded murders. Well, let's not call them murders. Unneeded.
Yeah, that's
accidents.
a bit far.
Manslaughter's at
So-
best, really.
Just some feedback, okay? And start
Okay.
walking toward the cell.
I can take that. So announce ourselves before we attack. Or
Well, you heard it.
Hey,
You
we're
heard
coming
it.
to
Oh, self-defense?
You could use that horn.
Gotcha.
Lord
God.
Toro the King.
Toro the King.
All
King of the
right.
Poro.
Lord Toro the King.
My God.
That's my
This-
new rapper name.
PTK. The
Bro, the
sleds that or the poros that were on the sleds that brought you up here move off to the side. You see them go into one of the larger sheds off to the right, and you are escorted towards one of the larger buildings, to one of the larger buildings to the left of the palace. There is a set of double doors in front of you, and you see the poros that all escorted up to you start to back away a good distance. After a few seconds, the door starts to click and open up, and you see in front of you a towering Goliath. Gray skin, a few tattoos, bald head, no shirt on, but he's wearing a long white chef's apron. Welcome. I hear you will be our new guests. Come in. I'm Bjorn.
Well, hello.
Hello, Bjorn.
So what are you in here
Was it
for, Bjorn?
Bjorn or Gjorn? Was it
Bjorn.
a G?
BJORM.
Huh?
Bjorn.
Ooh.
Bjorn.
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 Yeah.
Bjorn.
What,
Ah,
what was your crime?
well, I ended up taking a little frigid fennel for myself and made my own snacks that weren't Poro snacks, and apparently, whoopsie daisy, wasn't allowed to do that.
The audacity.
Yeah. But anyway,
how dare you eat?
there's rules around here apparently. You from the material as well?
No, never even heard of it. Wink.
Why are we lying about stuff now?
Now.
I don't know. They've been doing it for a while. I've just kind of gone along with it.
Yes,
Don't
we're
worry.
from the material complaint.
Complaints.
Complaint. Yes, we're from the material complaint.
We're from material
It
complaints.
was in that state when we left. There was probably a lot.
We're
of
from
complaints.
material complaints. We're here to look at the frigid
Meteors.
fennel.
Exactly. That's how we should have ran with it.
Dragons. and,
Internal affairs of frigid complaints.
Yes, the frigid fennel alliance.
Mm,
All right. Well,
the FFA.
let me show you around for a bit. As he turns, you see his eyes have almost like a neon like pink shimmer to them. As you enter the bakery, it is not like a storefront with like shelves of Poro snacks or anything like that. This is like almost a factory type deal where you see vats of different types of, the frigid fennel, other types of spices, whatever else might go into these Poro snacks. And you see large conveyor belts with some Poro snacks on them already. And at different stations, you see different bakers either handling the ovens that they go in. Towards the end, you see them like putting some type of frosting on the top. Not all of them are identical. Most of them have like a little, looks like a cherry thing on top of them, but some of them have like almost a pink red frosting, and there's like a little chili pepper that goes on top of them. Some of them more of like a blue, green with a little like leaf on top of that one. So there seems to be some type of variety to these snacks. He continues to walk you through, and you see everyone in here, some type of humanoid elf, maybe a ladrin, some native to the Feywild, but no Poros. And that's everyone with their passive perceptions to notice that similar pink shimmer in their eyes. As you get to one of the back rooms, a door on the opposite side of the bakery opens as well. And it is a large wheelbarrow of Poros corpses. Some burned, singed, some slashed, some with little pokey holes in it. Seems like maybe these were the ones that were down to the battlefield.
But do they look familiar by chance?
As
They all
familiar
look
as they can.
Sure.
And you see the humans take the Poros and put them inside one of the vats as it gets ground up. And after a few seconds, you see this little pink paste, like toothpaste, start to come out the other end.
Like
Cannibals,
nuggets were
eh?
there.
Right this way. And he leads you into
Love that for Poros.
these back walls, these back rooms, which is they're jail cells for the most part. You have at least 3 cells all next to each other, just slotted barred walls.
How's the Wi-Fi?
Wi-Fi is pretty strong in here, but they did not tell you the password, so you'd have to probably do something of a backdoor check to try to get in. Maybe leave a tag or something. I'm not sure how that all works.
Sure.
Okay, I pull out my deck.
My background count's way too high for this.
God score is already 39, so just be careful.
Smote.
Well,
But no, every bed has or every cell has at least 2 cots
Are they on top of each other or separated?
separated.
parallel
One
next
over
to each
here, one
other,
over here.
touching.
Right.
You can move them. It doesn't look like they're like barred down or anything over here. No bathroom buckets or anything like that. So just very simple layout.
They haven't disarmed us or anything, right?
No, you still have all of your items, all of your stuff.
I cast fireball. No.
Let's rest first.
What was that? Sorry.
What? Sorry. Huh?
What are we doing?
I call left bunk.
All right. Well, I'm sorry that you can't be trusted yet. I know you made a deal and all this stuff is going on, but under King's orders, these are your quarters or halves for the night.
You're welcome.
You can
Upgrade.
split up as you see fit. These ones are for some of the other bakers, so these 3 are open. So divide up how you see fit. Just do it now, and then I'll get the key for you. No, not for you.
Nope. You said it.
You'll get locked up.
We'll be here for one night. Don't get used to it.
Can I go ahead and
That's
try to
what they
roll
all say.
an
You're
Arcana
coming
check?
with us. By the way,
what?
have they? You want to roll an Arcana check?
Yeah, I do on the
Roll your
on the
Arcana.
pink shimmer on the eyeballs.
Yeah, go ahead and roll an Arcana check. See what you get.
How about a 21?
21.
That's a 19 plus 2, thank you.
You only have a 2 on Arcana?
Hey, I have a -1 to intelligence, so yes.
Oh, I forgot. You're not, you don't really know magic.
Not that kind of.
Nice.
The magic just flows through me. I don't need to know it.
Good roll, good roll.
You have not met another Fae like this, or at least Witchthorn didn't have this kind of pink shimmer in their eyes. None of the Poros had this pink shimmer in their eyes.
Spice melange.
Everybody has that same one, so it does seem to be magical in nature.
But it's only on the humanoids that are working, correct?
Correct. All the humanoids that have been in here. So
Did we see any humanoids
It is-
outside of the bakery?
you did. You saw a few humanoids out in the fields as shepherds.
But they were real far out. We couldn't see their eyes, correct?
Correct. Yeah, they had some heavy cloth and little hoods up as well, so you did not get a good view of their eyes.
So it does seem magical in nature of some sort.
Correct. Yeah, without using like a detect magic or something, arcane to detect it, you can't exactly pinpoint it. You don't see like any sigils or runes, or at least the 21. You wouldn't recognize any of this kind of magic. It hasn't-
Arcturus, do you have 10 minutes?
I think I'm about to.
Good. We might need it.
Bjorn, will there be perhaps some food provided for us while we stay? We can't be imprisoned without food. That would be inhumane.
Absolutely. Obviously, we don't get the snacks, but we do make our own baked goods here. So,
Do you want the snacks?
No.
Why not?
No. I made the snacks. I knows what goes in them.
Yes,
I
but
don't-
what
I
would
don't
happen?
I've heard you would get very sick, and then if you eat too much of them, you'll pop.
Like, explosively. Like-
Yeah,
Chipotle or
like no blood and guts, just
Texaco.
on the wall. Yeah.
Interesting.
Like you shoved a firecracker up your bum and then it accidentally went up too far and you couldn't pull it back out before it went out,
What did you
No.
make with the whatever that herb was called?
Oh, the frigifrin?
Yes.
The Frigifin.
FF.
Frigifin.
FF. Just FF.
I made cakes.
And that is edible.
Oh yeah, the fennel is very edible. It's the special ingredient that I think is what causes the tummy ache.
Is that the yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. You know, sometimes they're not completely dead when we get
Don't
them.
want to quite say it.
Yeah, it's not my cup of tea. So
You make cakes.
yeah, we can okay, yeah. No. What? No.
Hmm?
But yeah, sorry. Get settled in. We'll bring you some food. Do you like water or like mead,
Tea.
tea?
I actually
We
don't
can do
need
tea.
much of anything. I was just curious for my.
Oh.
Could you not have
Okay,
just
Chris.
kept your mouth shut? We could have had extra food for the rest of us. Thank you.
Well, just one night.
Every
I
day
packed
it's
my
like
bags
this with
with
you,
plenty of
Aria.
Poro bodies, and they have not checked our bags, so we are
What?
good on.
I forgot
Still
we
wearing the
brought the
bleeding pelts.
corpses.
So why they're looking at me weird.
No more weird than the wheelbarrows.
Oh, I changed
Alright.
my mind. You know, I'm feeling quite parched. I'll take twice for my size. I'm quite large. Not large, mechanically, just medium creature. But I eat for large.
I'm a large medium creature.
You know, I'm technically a medium creature as well, but I'm pretty strong, so it's like I'm a large creature. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sound like
rules
you
are
got
crazy.
a strong jaw there, friend.
You could say I only fill a 5 foot square, but not quite more than that.
No, my jaw's pretty weak. Oh, it's kind of strong. I do a lot of chewing with this bakery stuff. So,
I thought you weren't allowed to
What?
eat from the bakery stuff.
no, I can't eat the snacks. Bad. Bakery.
How long have
good.
you been here?
I don't know.
Oh. Cormer's just gonna sit down.
Don't you know how long your sentence is
I,
for stealing
Okay.
fennel?
It's a run-on.
yeah, they said they would tell me when it's over.
Oh.
So I'm sure it's. I mean, I kind of like what I'm doing actually, but it makes the days go by fast.
So you've never considered mutiny?
Uh,
How many non-Poro roughly were in the bakery?
You probably saw about 10-ish humanoids,
Including Bjorn?
including Bjorn.
Bjorn's worth at least.
At least 6
Ooh.
Poros.
You've never thought about just breaking your way out? We are in here for killing their strongest warriors, so we made the first step. We'll let you sleep on it. Let us get us our rest first.
What is happening?
Just planting that seed.
That's not
Okay.
planting. That's tearing the ground, throwing a bag of seeds in, and just calling it a day.
You can see he starts to think about it
Can
for a
poison
little
their food supply. I didn't say anything. What?
bit. You see him actually start to consider it a little bit, and then the little pink shimmer in his eyes gets more intense.
Heads explode.
You're funny. Also, get it. I have to lock you up now. So get in there so I can take care of it.
Okay.
Get the. And as you guys get into your cells, he'll make sure that you are secured. Let you know that he'll bring the food in for a little bit, and then bakery shuts down in about an hour or two. So,
Are there any glyphs or anything on the walls where we're staying?
make an investigation check.
Dude, I'm so good
Oh,
at those.
I'm starting to detect magic.
All right.
I'll see you all in 10 minutes.
How about a 9? That's a mighty 9.
Mighty 9. With a 9, the walls in here are pretty, not smooth, but they're flush. You run your fingers across them. No indentations. Nothing pops out to you. It does not seem to be protected or sealed off by any magical means. No.
Seen the glimmer. It would be weird. We haven't seen any spellcasters from their kind yet,
Correct.
and been looking for the
Well, we could
courtroom.
Well, I guess we
I
can't
expected like a cone of truth or something, but
Yeah. No potions have been given to you. No spells have been cast on you outside of the pixie ones.
I say the pixies cast spells at us.
Correct. Yeah, they
Yeah.
cast like sleep, polymorph, invisibility, but those are innate to them.
Right.
So whether they are actually, they have to be manipulating the weave at some point in time. But like as a typical spell,
Mundane versus
sure.
casters.
They're awoken.
All woke.
I thought those were banned.
Yeah, the pixies usually are. I want to go ahead and cast message.
Okay. Who are you messaging?
I wasn't expecting this to work. Axel. I think the humanoids are under a trance.
Is that what's going on with the eyes? You can respond to this message.
I know how my own spell works. Yes, the thing is going on with their eyes.
Technically, you couldn't respond to his message. You'd have to cast it again.
I know, that's what I'm doing.
Are we alone? Is Bjorn still in there? Or?
No, he was
no. Bjorn has left. So yeah, you're in your cells, and you have empty cells around you.
Making it here.
The rest of the 10 minutes finish up. What were you ritual casting?
Detect magic.
Detect magic.
Seemed totally cool with all the magic cast.
You're able to tap into the weave here. It's you noticed this the first time when you did this in Witchthorn's place, but the lattice work, or like the webbing that Mystery uses to contain and control the weave, it's almost like it's like bulging out here, like almost like the magic is like trying it to escape, or like almost even like leaking through in some spaces. There's like almost like an ebb or a flow, if you will, of certain types of magic. And you also notice that little silver wisp-like string that's coming off of each person, yourself included.
Do I know the school of magic of which the string came from?
No school of magic, but it is dunamancy. Or dunamis. However you prefer.
Romance.
Dunamance.
Dunamancy. I think it'd be like necromancy, dunamancy.
I kind of want to wait until Bjorn comes back and see if I pick up anything from him. I assume we haven't been fed yet, or maybe we did while I was ritual casting.
Nope, no. While you were ritual casting, he left, and it probably will be maybe about 5 minutes or so after you're finished casting, kind of taking in the magical auras around you. Bjorn does return with a small basket of baked goods. Begins to hand everyone a little scone, a small pastry, a muffin, just some bagels, a little bit of cream cheese. So just kind of what they have around. And as he's handing you your food, you look up, thank him, and you see that in his eyes there is a strong enchantment magic.
And this string, did I see it the last time I cast this? I forget.
You could see it the last time in Witch Thorns, but that was the first time you've ever seen it.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. Yeah, I'll wait till Bjorn leaves and just kind of whisper to whoever's in my cell with me, like, yeah, they're definitely enchanted. We should tell everybody.
I would assume that would be Axel. But I don't know. Tensions have been a little bit weird right now.
Yeah, he may not like me anymore. I'm not sure.
Bunk up with Cormier or just by yourself. But the cells are close to each other, and they are, the open bars in between as well, not the solid doors. So you could slip things, words, whispers amongst yourself. So Cormier, looks like Arcturus did confirm your suspicion and was able to narrow it down to enchantment as the magic in the eyes.
Is everybody eating muffins and bagels and pastries?
Oh my.
Oh, yeah.
Has he gotten
Listen,
here
say what you will about the Feywild, but they know how to take care of their guests. Okay, we haven't gone a night without food. Everybody's
knew
been so
patisserie.
wonderful.
It is a rule.
I mean,
yet? Are we gonna have to pay for this?
You guys already, each one of you
Good
already
Everything
lost your
comes-
name.
are we concerned about taking this food? Hasn't everything been kind of a deal? And
I mean,
Give and
I
take?
asked for it and they gave it to us, so I think that's a fair trade. If you ask for a name,
I lost my name that way once.
yeah. They asked to find out when we attacked them. So
Yeah.
I think I would still like to
Deserve
plead
it.
not guilty, but what are we gonna do?
I'm just saying, we saw that that's a factory that's turning poros into food for poros, and now they're bringing us muffins.
In a
Are
factory
we
probably made for humanoids.
I'll taste test if you would like.
Hmm.
Can you taste?
I can.
Oh, yeah, you got a spice pouch, don't you? Or
I
you
got a
have
spice
one?
pouch. I can.
You spice,
I
bro?
have one. I got a spice
Nice.
pouch. Do you want me to take the first bite? I'll take the first bite.
Also,
Put it through my robot sensors. Whatever they may be.
Go ahead and make
Actually-
a medicine check.
Medicine, how about... Oh, to like taste?
Yeah,
Or
if
you
you're
poisoning
if you're tasting for any poisons or anything weird, I medicine or investigation of the mouth. I don't know,
No.
or perception. Any one of those three. Go ahead.
They're not magical.
There are
I'll let
some that are
everybody
better
know
than
that.
others.
Yeah, they are not magical.
But for funsies, I'll do medicine. I like that.
Okay.
It's not my best skill. 6.
They have not necessarily like an off-putting smell, but it's got a distinct aroma. Maybe it probably wouldn't be the frigid fennel, but it's probably something natural to the Feywild.
like poros.
But
Tastes like nothing I've ever had, but
yeah, it doesn't
no fortitude check.
doesn't smell acrid or no bitterness on the tongue, so you're fine. Everyone roll Constitution save.
My internal components feel fine.
They're all melting, but they feel fine. It's great.
I'm immune to diseases.
Yeah, so maybe Irish shouldn't be.
That's fair. Yikes.
Alrighty, all right. Is
They
there
wouldn't
any-
disease the food, would they?
Right, guys? Right?
So after an hour or so, the other bakers will start to go into their cells. Bjorn tucking them in for the night, aka locking their doors.
Oh.
Is there?
I
anything
assume all of
you can do?
them in the same magic,
Correct.
or at least all of them within range of me.
So like lights are out, place is quiet.
It's beginning to die down. Yeah. Is there anything you guys would like to do either now or when it gets dark and quiet?
Is it limly lit by chance?
It is
Dimly
limited.
lit.
Nope.
Yeah, there are a few sconces out in the main bakery area that keeps that place pretty lit. But here, because they want you to sleep, there's just like a little glowing torch, just kind of off at the end of the hallway that lights it up more on that end. But as you get to the main room, the natural light in there kind of flows in, or not natural, but the brighter light in there kind of flows in.
How the sconces that are out there that are seeming to give the light in here, how far apart are they?
They're probably about 15 feet up from the ground, and I'd say about 20 feet apart.
Are there only
So,
two?
There is, I think, 6 total, 3 on each side. Boom, 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 boom.
So a total of 120 feet.
Yep. Well, yeah, it's like a 60-foot down.
Perfect.
Thinking about figuring out how the sausage is made, or do we?
Room, how it
Do we want to call it at night?
Why not both?
We know how the sausage is made. They've been pretty transparent about that.
But now is the time to steal the sausage that has been made.
We want. It also seems they've been pretty clear about that. It's not for ingestion. It will make us explode if we eat it.
Allegedly, that's what they want you to think, says the enchanted people. All right, calm down.
It could be some like fear propaganda.
That's
so
what I'm
that the bakers
saying.
don't-
That's what I'm saying.
You want to try it?
Sort of, but I also don't want to combust.
I want to try it, but what if I'm wrong?
But
We
what?
will try it.
You try it. You're immune to disease.
I don't think it's a disease that's going to make me explode.
You don't know that.
Perhaps a poison.
Probably shouldn't eat our hosts.
Well, they are.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, that's their business.
Also, don't we have like
Do you
4
mean
corporo
our
bodies
captors, or do
in
you
the
mean
bag?
I didn't actually stuff the bag.
Oh,
I don't have that much space in there.
oh.
What do you think? This is a bag of holding?
Yeah, actually.
No, it's not.
Was it not?
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
I don't
Thank
have a bag of
you.
holding. I could make a bag of holding, but I have other priorities. Nobody wanted one.
Like bacon mayonnaise or whatever? That's
I
That's
don't
our
have that anymore
priority.
either. That's so
you don't
like,
even eat
free-
food and you make bacon mayonnaise.
That's 2 long rests ago. I got rid of the alchemy jar.
I can still taste it.
That's the bacon.
I think I've still got some.
They've gone on a spiritual journey since then.
Um.
All right.
Ooh, I guess we
Cormier,
can
what you
rest.
got? Skiing
No,
up?
I'm just gonna go ahead and we don't need to turn off all the lights magically. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Cool.
It's too dark.
Just cast
Oh.
darkness on the lights. Shut up.
Got one more spell slot. What do I want to use it for?
Hey, it's free.
Until you wake up with the combat.
It
Oh no!
wasn't me. I didn't. You can't prove I cast that. You didn't read my aura.
All right. So you guys take your long rest.
Heck yeah, we do.
Another dreamless night for most of you,
Yeah.
except for Arturus.
Yeah.
Arturus, you wake up.
Hey, it's like this with our turn.
It really is.
You look around, and you're in Witchthorn's little cubbyhole, the main area with the table and all the vines. It's quiet. No sounds of chirping grasshoppers. No fireflies. Just a still, almost eerie scene. You look to your right, and this would be the hallway with all of the trophies. But all the pedestals are empty. All of the emerald statues still there. But at the end of the tunnel, where that little light or ball of something that Ira touched, it is gone, and only the vines around it remain. You look to the other side, and you see the room you slept in, and sitting up in their hammock is Weird. back towards you. Their head down, their hands violently moving. You hear the sound of scribbling. What would you like to do?
Still in the dream, or did I wake?
I mean, you're in the dream. Yeah, you're.
Yeah.
I mean, you're awake. You're awake in your dream. What would you like to do?
I'm walking down the hallway toward Weird.
As you approach Weird, you feel or you hear the sensation of like the dead roots underneath each step you take. Give away your footsteps, but Weird does not seem to react. You get close enough to see what they're doing, what they're writing, and they have the book with them. You see them scribbling. And on the book, they didn't write anything, but they drew something. A pair of hands shaking. One of them, a devilish looking hand, wearing at least the sleeve from what you can see. You can't tell if it's your father, but it seems like some type of what an archdevil would wear. The other hand seems to be humanoid in nature, wearing armor, and on it see a signet ring. One you've seen before. The one that Axel wears. Weird does not seem to react to you at all. They're just scribbling away, continuing to fill out this drawing.
Weird?
They stop and they look up at you. Their eyes completely black and sunken in with little veins coming out, taking up a big part of their face. You wake up and you hear, Ira! Ira! Ira, you and Arcturus both notice there is a Herringon outside of the cells. Completely white fur, beet red eyes. Here, this is for you. And they slide a set of keys underneath towards you. They pull out their little, or they open up their little vest. Look at a watch, a little pocket watch they have. I gotta go. But it's the least I can do. Thank you. As a little boop, 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 and hop away.
Ira's eyes illuminated. She was in that conscious state that she enters that trance effectively, and probably doesn't even have a moment to react. But she woke up, grabbed the keys, and if everyone is quiet, like no activity in the bakery, I just want to check the keys before going back to sleep. And I guess if I don't want to do anything unlocking the cell, but I want to see if they fit the cell lock.
You go out. You very gingerly and quietly test the lock, and you stick in the keyhole. It does. It does start to turn the lock a little bit, but you're able to stop yourself before it, fully turns and makes the, unlatching sound of it. But it does seem to work, at least for your cell. And there's a few others on there as well.
Are all the keys similar? Like same type of key?
Oh yeah, all similar, just kind of like different little widths on some of the little teeth.
Okay. I'll just hide the keys for now. And I'll hide them someplace like in one of my pouches of grease, like my oil flask, somewhere like
Okay.
that.
Gotcha. Somewhere submerged inside where
They won't just like pat me down, and
right, find it. No,
I'll
you're
go
perfect.
back to my trance.
Gotcha.
I'm checking for the book. Do I still have it?
Book is still with you.
The fuck is going on? And then I'm gonna ask Ira why
Oh,
they're
you saw
hiding
me.
the keys.
It was me. Not yours.
Who was that? And what did you get?
I assume I didn't recognize this herring gun.
No, you did not recognize, but they seem to know at least both of your names.
Did I recognize them?
No, I mean you've recognized the Heron gun. Fenkin was one of those, but
This wasn't Fenkin.
yeah, Fenkin had I think brown and like some other dark brown fur. This one was completely white.
And it was red when we were done with him.
Yeah.
I
No,
did you. I
yeah.
did. You startled me. Did not know you were awake. Whispering. It was a herring gun. I've never seen. I've never seen a herring gun. I've only read about them. But they gave me the keys to, I believe, all of our cells.
Well, if we're gonna use them, we should use them now, no?
Do we want to use them? We are free, presumably, once they release us to go on our mission.
Unless they cast whatever enchantment on us and force us to do what they want.
Is that enchantment still ongoing?
I would presume that every humanoid in here is enchanted.
What difference does it make if we leave now or wait until morning? I mean, if
The
probably
amount of
still bright
poros that are
outside, but
awake. Yeah.
they're not going to follow us on our march to the other King Poro. What difference does it make? Why burn bridges now?
Okay.
We'll
I'm
convene
gonna
with
look
the rest
over
of
at
the group.
Axel. Just make sure he's not about to kill me, I guess, is what my character would actually be doing. Like, make sure he's not, like, about to murder me.
No, I think Axel is just really struggling with what is the right course of action. Like, what does any of it even mean anymore? You know?
All a ruse.
Yo, do I have a therapy session for you?
We attacked these guys, and I thought we were murdering them, but they don't actually really care about that. And the ones that are here are getting turned into food for the other ones. So, like, just what is happening?
So, are you, like, awake? Like,
Oh, I
contemplating all
definitely think
this?
I'm. Yeah, absolutely.
Do I feel long rested?
Not
to wake up.
Yeah, I know, that's the question I think we all have.
I don't want to interrupt anybody's sleep.
No, not quite long rested. This is, probably in sleep times, 1, 2 a.m. So you're probably about 2 hours away from a long, or 3 hours away from a long rest.
Snoozing like he has no cares in the world right now.
I'm missing this.
When the last time that nice cot was?
Last night. we weren't in the hammock.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I have the keys well hidden. If I think we shall continue on the course we were set upon. If they try to hold us longer, then we have our way out. I think by agreement, they should release us tomorrow.
Agreed. I'm going to spend a little bit of time sketching what I saw weird sketching in my dream for memory.
In the book or just in your own notes?
In my own notes. I'm not touching that book.
Now, well, one clarification for the Harangon. What did he say when he left? He said
It's the least I could do.
it's the least he can do. Okay, just making sure it wasn't like quickly follow me.
No.
He's late.
Okay, I
He's
didn't
late
think so.
for a very important date.
have to go
I don't
now. You're
know.
gonna
Are we late for a very important date? Because that would change things.
Right.
Okay.
I already seem a little mad.
Okay. No, you. Yeah. I mean, you've got all night really. If you wanted to get the nice sketch, you're able to get some, at least the most the pertinent details in your copy down to your spell book.
Cool. Then I'm going to try to get my rats because apparently it's not a jailbreak.
All right.
Allegedly.
Morning does find you all.
Good.
Axel, Cormir, you wake up a little bit before Arcturus. But as you guys are waking up, the other bakers have already gotten up. They are already at their post, continuing to slave away, if you will. Is there anything you guys would like to do, prep, attune,
Oh,
before we set off for the day?
Before the rest of the party, quote unquote, wakes up, I do want to shoot a message over to Axel again.
Mhm.
Are you okay?
Yeah. I mean, sure. It's going to be a weird day.
Your deity that you serve, is this not conflicting to you and your beliefs?
It's a complicated question. We attacked them without asking questions, right? This was from their perspective an attack. This is probably too long for message.
Here, you can continue doing
I'll just-
conversation, and I'll just recast it again as soon as the message
No,
cuts off.
I can just finish it out loud.
After like every sentence, you just hear Cormir,
As I'm just recasting the spell so you can respond to it.
I mean,
How does that make you feel?
I honestly don't know. I think through the circumstances that happened, I think we were in the wrong. But we don't really, good and evil don't seem to be as applicable here as the material. So I don't know what the right answer is. I'm hoping to find some guidance on the way to this other Poro King.
Wait, did we rest? Like, we got our rest, right? We're not like.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, there's not some
You
sort of
are- yeah,
magical
you're-
nonsense keeping me from losing this level of exhaustion that I have.
Nope.
and
You've got rid of your exhaustion again.
As a point of order, because I think you attune to a certain item, you do have to feed it half your hit dice. Otherwise, you keep that cool level of exhaustion.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's fine. You can have them.
Yes,
Yeah, you
I
see,
get them. You heard what he said.
You see Ira, swapping out some supplies from her knapsack with other supplies, aka preparing some different spells. And was anyone using? There was that other armor, where I had it just a second ago. Not the chain, but the leather armor, the Valandar armor, something like that.
Valinar Hound armor? Or is that a cloak? I have any
It
cloak.
says spiritual armor, rare
Oh,
leather armor
spiritual
+2. Was
Yes.
anybody using that?
No, I don't think so, because I don't think anyone thought we could use that.
I think I'll tune to that overnight if I
Okay.
can.
Yeah.
It's one less AC for me, but it does have that roll outcome.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at it. so I haven't really added it to my character sheet. But yeah, I'll had it tuned. We had a lot of time before we went to bed.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think I would have tuned it. So when you see Ira, this would have been last night, doffing her armor. It's like each piece she has to manually remove, and it takes some time. It's not just taking it off. She disrobes from her travel clothing, so you see her bare machinations, and it's all where might see muscle fiber. You would see almost it's like twine, pulley systems, and you can't quite see where the source of the pulleys are coming from because they're hidden behind like a bronze carapace. But you can hear the clinking when she makes little things. If you seeing it, you can kind of imagine hearing it. So anyway, she's taking her tools and just prying this armor off, and then she starts attuning to this other Valinor leather armor. A little bit looser fitting, but yeah, I guess I'll roll a d6 to see what that random outcome is.
Let's do it. You know what you get.
I rolled a 6, so that's a lie detector.
There we go.
The wearer knows when a creature within 10 feet of them are lying.
Pretty cool. That's a good one, especially for the Feywild.
Yeah, pretty good. Whew. So how was everyone's morning? How was everyone's sleep? Liar.
Damn,
All right.
I feel cold out
and yeah,
already.
Oh shit! I have to tune to that. I have to remove an attunement slot. I didn't think about the attunement slots.
Say, don't you have an extra one?
Yeah, but it's used.
Oh, you're using all 4 attunement slots?
You know it.
Yeah, I mean, might as well.
So yeah, I'll lose my cloak of protection with that. And I'll replace that cloak of protection. I can't do enhanced defense on a magic armor already. Hum awareness requires attunement. Bag of holding. I'll turn my bag into a bag of holding.
Now we're talking. I knew you had one.
Or, actually, let me do this. Sorry.
Fantastic.
We don't need a bag of holding where we're going.
Huh?
Arteris, do you still have that gemstone? A gemstone, please. Give me a gemstone. I know you have one. Don't you have a gemstone?
Ask it for a friend.
You have a black pearl.
Yeah, somebody had a black pearl worth like
yeah.
50 gold points.
Yeah, I do.
Are you using this black pearl?
No.
May I have it, please?
Sure.
Thank you. She'll turn that black pearl. She'll drop it in one of her vials, and it will become a flying homunculus servant. It's a jar with a pearl in it, and it's just flittering around. And that'll be my infusion.
Does it
Gotta
like
love
grow
long rests.
arms or wings and stuff?
It sprouts little wings, pops out from outside of the opening on the top of the jar, and it's flying like that, like a fairy bottle. Oh, are they lying?
Yes, they are lying. It will take a lot quicker to get up there if you're using a sled.
I think it'd be faster if we use the sled.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
We could
gee.
use one of those.
Matt's gonna love that armor you gave us.
Oh, you guys have fun. Magic items are there to have fun with. All right. Well, yeah, I can go procure one of those sleddy doohickeys, and when you all are ready to go, I'll come open you up and let you in, let you out. All right. He leaves for about 10, 15 minutes. Returns, pulls out his set of keys, unlocks all the cell doors. Ready to kick some ass?
Pick some names.
Perfect. All right. And then he escorts you guys back. He used it looked like he used the same set of keys that he used last night to let you guys out. So whatever keys you received, they were not his. But as you leave, you still see the Poro snacks, the conveyor belts, and then it looks like they have another batch ready that they put in a little trolley and push into a back room behind the kiln. But you walk out the front door. It is still a early sunrise, oranges and yellows up in the skies. It's relatively warm to what you're used to. The king sees you off on the journey. Remember the bargain we struck? The King Poro is to stop his assaults on our kingdom. I'll see you back soon, I hope.
Post haste.
He
Is he lying? Does he hope to see us back soon?
does see. Oh wait, are you within? Yeah, you're within 10 feet of him.
I'll get real close.
Just stare at him.
Look him right in his
Are
eyes.
you sure? Say that again.
So that armor's leather armor +2. That's I think that's
13 base AC
Yeah.
plus your full dex.
it's only 14. Thought it was anyway. That was less. It's not so bad.
Oh, there you go. Perfect. All right. Well, looks like there are 2 sleds. This is probably what's needed for the 5 of you. So Bjorn will go ahead and ride one. And who would like to drive the second sled?
I don't have proficiency in sleds, unfortunately.
Yeah, was that a skill check? I don't have it.
Yeah, it normally would be, but these are magical, so you don't need proficiencies unless you get in some type of combat. Maybe a check would be required, but
Is that a strength-based check or a dexterity-based check?
that'd probably be dexterity based.
Dude, I could drive the sled if needed.
Drive away.
Alrighty, you guys load up the sleds and
Bjorn!
make your way up the mountain. After you climb a few hundred feet, it does seem to get a little colder as you reach the higher altitudes. But as you come across the mountaintop, you are able to see almost all of the Sword Coast. Off in the distance, you do see, frozen fields, or you're used to seeing farmland full of crops. It all seems to be snowed over. No real life outside of there, other than the trees and whatever grows within those. It's a few wildlife, some birds as you climb up. A few looks like meese, but with oddly shaped horns. But eventually, you do get to the top of the mountain, and you are at the base of, or at least the edge of, the bridge that leads towards the other sides. As you get closer, the clouds in the area start to become a little bit more dense. You're not able to see as far or as clear. You can still see quite a bit of distance, probably about 150 feet, I'd say. Nowhere near as, dense or blinding as the Crypt Garden Forest. But as you get closer, you see that this bridge has been here for quite some times. There are chunks of it that have just fallen off. So there's no railing on that side. It's still well made. It's, like I said, massive. That can span this whole thing. And on the left, there seems to be what looks like some sort of large table. As Artis, you see a ogre-like creature. It's just
Oh, shit.
ugly, fat, he turns around.
Here comes the fireball.
And he says, "Oh, you might need these." As he lifts up and he puts 10 snowballs on the table. For everyone else, you just see these snowballs start to appear. You don't see what the ogre that Arturus saw. And then shortly after he places those snowballs on the table, he vanishes.
I mean, I'll say out loud. All right, an ogre gave us some snowballs. That's
Huh?
Bjorn. Do you know what's going on here?
No? You talking about those snowballs over there?
The ones that just appeared on the
Yeah.
table magically?
No, that's not what happened. There was an ogre, and he put him there. Didn't you see that?
That's not what happened. There's snowballs that just appeared there magically.
I thought they
dear.
were always there.
Nope, there was definitely an ogre, and he definitely put them there. And he said, "You might need these, so I think we should take them."
I've never heard of it.
Is
I've never heard of an ogre talk that well. Are you sure?
It is the Feywild.
I am 100% certain.
can you see the ogre now?
Is the ogre in the room with us?
No.
Arturus, make an insight check.
You got it.
Oh yeah, are they lying?
No,
on.
Arturus is
Oh.
being 100% truthful.
Well, if you say there's an ogre, there must have been an ogre.
18.
18.
My God.
His armor's paying for itself already. It's in 10
There-
minutes.
There were a few times that you can remember where Weird spoke to ghosts. He was able to communicate with people from the other side.
Oh, fuck. It could be the book. It could be, just me being very good at magic. I have no idea why I just saw this thing.
Why do
It's
you-
possible that it's from a ghost from the other side, but they said we need these snowballs. I don't really know what else to say here. I'm gonna take some snowballs.
Mike could.
Yeah, can I inspect the snowballs? I'll pick one up and
Yeah.
Have we
Go ahead
feel
and-
magical?
thought about maybe the ghosts aren't really ghosts?
might just be like some
I
teleporting.
thought a lot about that. Yeah.
ogre.
And just
yeah,
the
ton.
not even teleporting order, but just the fact that this are just like ways that this person that like inhabited Weird is manifesting themselves into the world around us, providing us things we don't actually need.
Yeah, do what you want. I'm taking the snowballs.
I don't know what you guys are talking
Are they
about.
just snowballs?
Looking at the snowballs, I go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Okie dokie. That was a 26, dude.
Hey, that's very good.
There's
it looks like
snowballs.
there's a few types of rooms that are kind of inscribed in the snowballs. One is to make this a perfectly circle and perfectly cold snowball. The other one looks like it has some type of transmutation or conjuration mixed with it.
I can read. You said there were runes written on it. I can read primordial as a language. I don't know if runes are written primordial or something, or giant. Yeah, I have giant. Are they in a language that can be read?
I'd say no real language on there. Yeah.
Can I throw an Arcana check at these things?
If you would like to, you can. See if you can get higher than a 26.
I did
There's a
not.
17 on the die.
19.
19. No, you're able to make out some of those runes that Ira was talking about, but they got to have a little bit more of a detail.
Yeah, free magical snowballs is what I can tell you.
Any form of activation that I can, or I guess if I'm just observing these runes,
Observing. Yeah.
anything that seems like a trigger.
Yeah, no command words, nothing like that.
How many are there?
10.
Do you want to throw one at a tree and see what happens?
Yeah, what's the least like effective sounding one? Is there like a snowball of ominous vibration?
They're all identical.
Okay.
Snowball of love.
Nice.
So if you want to, or just chuck a snowball at a nearby tree.
I'll fling one at a tree.
You throw it. It almost is like it's not like self-guided, but it easily, leaves your arm, goes straight to where you were, wanting to throw it, and it hits and it impacts. You see the snowball bust open, and the dust starts to fall, and you feel a magical tug. You can choose to give in and let it take you, or stay where you're at.
Oh.
Oh.
After a few seconds go by, you feel the magic start to dissipate.
Okay, it wanted to take me or something.
Now we only have 2.
We have
6
9
seconds
now,
go
right?
by.
Oh, 9. I thought I had 3.
Nice. I'll talk about it before I take it. Could have been teleporting me. Could have been taking me to a different plane. I have no idea.
Take one out of Axel's book and just go with your gut.
I'm gonna take one of the snowballs. And how far away is Arcturus from me?
Let's say 40 feet.
Throw the snowball at Arcturus.
Arcturus, you take 1 point of damage.
Is it cold damage?
Is that AC?
Yeah.
Because I chose that as my resistance from my armor this morning.
Nice.
So, yeah, I would say it is. Yeah, let's go with cold. Yeah, I was gonna see the cold or bludgeoning would both make sense. Let's go with cold.
Cold is magical.
These are magical snowballs.
Yeah, see? I will choose that instantly as soon as I feel that tug. Take it.
Does Arturs feel tug?
When you feel that tug,
shortly.
Maybe. As you feel that tug, you do feel yourself just get rushed, almost like you're going through a dimension door, or like you're doing a Misty Step, just and appear right in front of where that snowball hit.
I'm gonna eat one of the snowballs.
No. Well,
nope.
What's the?
I can't even taste it.
What's the range
10,
between?
right?
Hold on.
Well, you've got 8 now.
What's the range? I just thought about this between here and the bridge, like the other side of the bridge.
Yeah, we might just be using these to teleport. This might just be a good thing.
I'll just fly over the bridge.
Say, as of right now, it's covered in fog, but you look over to try to get a distance, and from the cloud fog, you see something in the sky. Looks like a celestial bird of some type. It's like transparent, but it's made of light. As it goes over you, it explodes, and light falls around you. I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw.
Did we just get hot shot?
as some fairy fire seems to fall
Bro,
from
we
the
just
sky.
got hawk-shotted.
And that's where we will pick up next time.
Ooh,
I want
that's
to
a
keep
good
my
roll.
roll. 21.
Yeah,
Saving that roll.
if you roll, you
Well,
can
I
keep
rolled
it.
21.
Hold on a second.
Hey,
What is it?
High
A
five.
dex roll? Dex
Oh
save?
yeah, dex saving throw.
I don't want to save my roll.
Yep, I'll roll again next week.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Sounds good. All righty.
Well, everyone, thanks so much for coming, hanging out. Really do appreciate it. We'll be live tomorrow with some more games. So make sure to come and check that out. Also, next Tuesday, over at twitch.tv/GenConTV, we are starting up a brand new Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle, Indie by Night, Blurred Lines. So make sure to swing on by over there and check that out, as we have a whole new cast of vampires that are brand new to this horrible world of darkness. And we see how exactly they will fare and find their footing. So make sure to come and check that out. It's going to be a very good time. But again, thank you guys so much, and we'll see you guys tomorrow about 10 p.m. Eastern. Have a good night, guys.